Get ready, get set. It's a first look with the Oh Brother Podcast.
Welcome back to another First Look with the Oh Brother Podcast. Mike, we're back. We're going to do a first look on Godzilla Minus Zero, baby.
This was Godzilla Minus One was one of the very pleasant surprises when it came out.
Yeah, that was an awesome film. I still don't own it because I don't. Is the collection, the U.S. version at least that we've been looking for? Did it ever come out? I don't even know at this point. I gave up.
I own the 4K, but all it has is the movie. And I was waiting. I was like, I'm just going to get the movie.
Takashi Yamazaki is back here directing this one, and it's due out November 6th of this year. Yeah, and they just dropped a teaser trailer, which is what we're going to look at here, and then we'll comment on it after. But yeah, I was a huge fan of the first one. Been a longtime fan of Godzilla. I'm not like some deep studied nerd on Godzilla, but Monarch and going way back to Creature Double Feature days, Mike, and Boston and TV 38 and all that. Back with the Godzilla shows.
Gojira,
yeah, Mothra.
Which is his other name, I think.
I see what yeah. All right, let's take a look at this teaser trailer here. I think it's fairly short.
If their operation fails, maybe we'll finally get to use it.
Abort third drop. Repeat. Abort third drop.
That was a quick
that's
one.
a teaser, folks.
Yeah.
That was what has been talked about in the last day or so, because this just came out like yesterday, but was the scale and the size of Godzilla in this one. You see the Statue of Liberty. So, okay, is this in New York, which is what you asked me? And I wasn't sure if that's actually part of the storyline, but also just, again, the size of Godzilla, putting in comparison beside the Statue of Liberty is it's a cool looking image too.
And the two shots of Godzilla seem to be CGI, which I think what we loved about the first one was the practical effects when you saw, it was actually there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a model. It wasn't,
That's right, yeah. And this is supposed to be a direct continuation, like picking up right after where we leave off. And, you mentioned that when Godzilla Minus One came out, it was this pleasant surprise. One of the reasons it was, the story. Mm-hmm. There's an actual story here, and then the acting was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so for all the same reasons, I'm looking forward to this.
And it won an Oscar, which... No other Godzilla movie can say that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've said this even with watching the recent Monarch series, which I haven't been able to get through, but they've been doing it right recently, I think, with Godzilla. There's been a lot of hits and misses in the franchise.
Yeah.
The film franchise. But, when you're talking about folks and getting the kind of original studio behind this and just feel like it's in someone's hands who kind of respects the history and the lore and all of that. And
yeah,
I've been satisfied with, exactly. Yeah, Toho and just the representation of Godzilla on film in the first one was just awesome. So looking forward to it. Godzilla Minus One is due November 6th, 2026. Mike, that's going to do it for another First Look with the Oh Brother Podcast. Been your host, Stan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.